Hi everyone. Merry Christmas. Today, 25th December 2020. The year is coming to an end. It was a very challenging and difficult year. I mean, nobody would have thought the world will change like this beginning this year. We had COVID, we had so many of our friends and family losing their job. We had, some personal losses. We lost few near and dear ones, and the year is coming to an end. So I just take this opportunity to thank each and everyone who helped support and who stand by us for all their time and help. This is a year which reminds me 2008, which was one of the deadliest year, at least in our family. uh, and specifically this year reminds me because we lost our father-in-law this year. In 2008, my elder son was detected with leukemia, and the doctor said it was a bad prognosis, which means the chances of survival goes down by 30 to 40% more. But with all the support from our oncologist, all the medical staff, friends and family, well wishers, and very specifically my father in law, who was a doctor himself, he stood by us like a pillar of support starting from day one, from identification of the issue um, till throughout the period of treatment until the end when he was out of the issue and under remission and out of the issue, without which without his help it could not have been possible. He was not just a doctor but a fatherly figure standing by us, giving all kinds of support, physical, moral, medical, and the motivation to fight the disease. So I sincerely would like to thank him. Though he is not around, I see maybe he is wherever he is. I hope he is listening to us. I would like to thank him a lot for all his support and guidance in helping us get out of that issue. One more person who has been the key to this whole episode is Meena, my wife Meena. She is the one, she has gone through the most while managing the kids, while managing the kid in hospital, at home, standing by him, watching him, taking care of him. Literally, it was like, I would say, she not only carried Divyam in her womb for 9 months, as a second event, she did that for many more months. And I think that's been a very, very critical step for his survival. So, what I would like to share with you today, from our experience and from our real life experience of managing the patient, I think the key to survival is early detection. And I'm going to explain to you what is early detection. Early detection, as I said, is the key to survival. You have to be curious, be diligent, and be sincere to yourself. So, when I say curious, whenever you notice something exceptional, which is not normal, you should be curious about yourself, about the issue, about it could be you, it could be your family, it could be friends. Anything which is not normal, you need to be curious about it. That's the first step. And once you have the curiosity, it will take you to the next level, to seeking some support from a professional, seeking some support from a volunteer or a well-learned people who can guide you and tell you what will be the next step. Next is be diligent. I mean, it is not just enough to be curious and let it go. You need to be diligent. You need to have a plan. You need to visit a consultant, doctor, get yourself checked thoroughly, and ensure the issue is rightly identified and it is left in the hands of uh, people, competent people, and then be sincere. So the next stage of uh, survival is how sincere you are, how sincere is your family, how sincere is your support system to, and how well they attend to the issue. It is just not enough to identify and be detect, but it is very, very critical that we must follow the guidelines, we must follow the instruction of the oncologist, we must follow the treatment schedule, we must go through all the protocols and ensure that we cooperate and fight the disease. So I'm going to maybe tell you the experience. We were in 2008, we were in middle of an international movement from Mumbai to Colombo, and in the midst of that, we thought it's better to get ourselves medically checked before we leave Mumbai. And there was some sudden turn of event which were happening to my son, and we noticed that things are not normal. He fell down from the swing and broke his wrist. He was on a holiday to the religious place along with his grandparents, and he felt unconscious. He was having fever for more than a month, and we were visiting the pediatrician. Pediatrician, as usual, used to give crocin and ibugesic and the normal stuff. He never even suggested a CBC to be done. That's what I said, be curious. Why would the pediatrician not suggest a CBC for a child who was having fever for a month or more than a month? So it is that curiosity led us to take a jab at getting him checked thoroughly. We went to one of the most famous hospital in Mumbai for cancer treatment, and the full day we went through the checkup process. By end of it, they said everything is fine and they let us go. But we were not happy. We were not satisfied with the events, and not really convinced with the answer given by that hospital. So we kept checking for more alternatives, and somebody suggested us about Dr. Nitin Shah, who is a pediatrician hematologist, running his own practice, ex Tata Memorial, and currently practicing in Hinduja as a consultant, and he has his own clinic. Somebody asked us to visit him, and we visited him, and he gave us 15-minute very patient hearing. We explained the turn of events which we went through in last couple of months, and he said, after listening to us, he said, I suspect this is the issue. Can you get him admitted tomorrow to Hinduja? We'll do a bone marrow test and I will let you know. So his speed of detection was lightning speed, amazingly fast, and that was probably key. And it is our good luck that we could meet Dr. Nitin Shah at a very early stage, who really identified or caught the issue, and really the treatment started even before the BMT reports were out. So we did not lose any time in starting the whole process.